Good morning and welcome to NYNJPA Weather, your weather source for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm meteorologist Stephen DiMartino, and boy have we been busy the past few days. No more snow. Thank you, please. Alright, so we clearly have had plenty of snow impact the Northern Mid-Atlantic. Is more on the way? Well, let's take a look at the forecast. Our powerful winter storm that produced over 20 inches of snow in Connecticut and parts of Long Island, and around 8 to 12 inches over much of New Jersey, New York City, and 4 to 8 in Philadelphia, basically is moving off into the northern Atlantic and towards the Canadian Maritimes, where that storm will start to enhance our negative NAO just slightly. We're moving into a slight pattern reload, and what that means is that we're staying cold now, but we'll slowly moderate as we head towards early next week. Slowly. Now, in the meantime, high pressure is going to remain in control with clear skies, declining winds, and a chance for all of us to dig out of all of this snow. Frankly, I don't even know where to put it anymore. It took me forever to shovel out my driveway. But the good news is that we won't be seeing any more snow for the next couple of days. The bad news is that temperatures are not going to warm up significantly enough to melt all this snow, with temperatures remaining in the upper 20s to lower 30s for highs and lows in the teens and 20s. That's not going to give us much of an opportunity to melt this snow. Another cold front will move through on Sunday, and that will reinforce the cold air in place to produce more chilly conditions on Sunday afternoon and Monday. Then there's an interesting storm that is on the horizon. Let's take a look at the latest European model guidance from the Penn State EWAL. So here we have the European model guidance from the Penn State EWAL, 500 millibars on Monday night, and there are two disturbances to keep an eye on. One that's over the Gulf of Mexico, we've seen this before, and another one that's over the northern plains. Now, the way that the models handle this right now is that this disturbance does not phase with the other disturbance to the north, and as a result, we end up with a rather warm storm. The reason why is because the first disturbance shoots up the coast, drags some warm air into the coastal plain, and as a result, instead of snow, you get a mix over to a rain, melts the snow a little bit, temperatures warm up to almost 40 degrees, a big heat wave, and basically then the second disturbance, the polar disturbance, merges with this disturbance over the Gulf Coast around the New England coastal waters. Arctic air comes in, New England gets another powerful winter storm, and basically we end up cold again. Now that's the way the model guidance is handling it now, but we've seen how poorly the models have handled these disturbances in the first place. So while I'm currently forecasting a mixed terrain along the coast and generally a snow to a mix event over the interior, yes, northeastern Pennsylvania, this might actually be your storm, I would be very cautious to basically take for granted the idea that this is a rain event for the immediate coast, because if these two disturbances interact a little bit faster, and we've seen that before, then what we have here is Arctic air rushing towards the coast as this storm starts to explode off the southern mid-Atlantic coast. And where is this Arctic air? Let's look at 850 millibar. Well, we have our Arctic air driving over the northern plains, but look at the way that it's packed over the northern plains and then kind of bleeds forward towards the east coast. Now, if these two disturbances on Monday night interact a little bit faster, a lot of this cold air is going to be racing south because a low pressure system will be developing rapidly, and that cold air is pulled towards that area of low pressure. Right now, it does not look like it's going to happen, but it's something we better keep an eye on, especially the way that this winter has gone lately. It would be a good idea just to keep it in the back of your minds. Let's see how this evolves. But don't let your guard down for Tuesday into Wednesday. We're going to keep an eye on it. After this, the cold is on the way. Regardless whether the storm blows up off the Mid-Atlantic coast or New England coast, behind this storm is some very cold air. How cold? Well, we might not break 30 for highs on for the end of next week and into next weekend. So if the Jets should win and, they're playing on the East Coast, it's going to be rather chilly in that playoff game. And I'm going to say this cold air is going to take a while to kick out, and there's more Arctic cold air developing over northwestern Canada. So any ideas that we're going to have a warm January or a warm February, I wouldn't buy them all that much. I discussed in depth today on the long range model thoughts and the severe winter weather thoughts, why we will not expect any type of warm up whatsoever. So if you're not a premium member, it's a good time to join to figure out exactly how much of a winter you're going to have, because I can guarantee you any ideas of warm anytime soon will be greatly disappointed. Thank you for watching NYNJPA Weather. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Have an excellent day. And stay safe out there. It's a little slippery.